Good morning, sir. This is K. Sainam from first year, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. Now I'm here to give a presentation about definition of string, declaration and initialization of strings. Introduction to strings in C programming. Generally, strings are group of characters denoted with double quotations, and the syntax of string is data type, string name, size which is ended with semicolon, and generally C program does not support string as a data type. Hence, strings are always declared as a character arrays. Strings are the fundamental data types used to represent text in programming. In C, strings are essential array of characters which is terminated by a null character. Understanding strings is crucial for manipulating and processing textual data effectively. And the data types in C programming are primary, derived, and user defined. And some of the examples of primary are integer, character, and void. And in derived are arrays, pointers, etc. And in user defined are structures and unions. Definition of string. A string is a sequence of characters stored contiguously in memory. It is conventionally terminated by a null character. This null termination allows functions to determine the end of the string. Declaring strings. Strings can be declared as array of characters in C, and the syntax for declaring a string is char, string name, size which is ended with semicolon, and the size must be large enough to hold all characters plus the null terminator. Example of string declaration. For example, it is important to hold a string which is hello, that is char greeting of size 6 ended with semicolon. This declaration allocates space for 5 characters and including the null terminator. It is important to account for the null character when determining the size. Initializing the strings. Initialization of strings can be done at the point of declaration, and the syntax for initializing a string is data type, string name, size which is equals to string, and C automatically determines the size based on the number of characters and the null terminator. Example of string initialization. An example of initialization is char greeting with size which is equals to hello ended with semicolon. This allocates 6 bytes of memory in total, 5 for the word hello and 1 for the null terminator. Using this method is more convenient than a manual size specification. Accessing the string characters. You can access individual characters in a string using the array indexing. For example, greeting with index 0 gives you H, and greeting with index 1 gives you E, and whereas the end which is ended with a null terminator. This allows for easy manipulation of string contents in your programs. Common string functions. The C standard library provides several functions for string manipulation. Functions like strlen, which is called as string length, and strcpy, which is called as copy strings, and strcat, which is called as string contamination, help manages strings effectively. Familiarly with these functions enhances your ability to work with strings in C. String example in C programming. Here is a simple program demonstrating string declaration and initialization in C programming. First, the header file #include stdio.h and int main character greeting with size which is equals to hello world ended with semicolon, and whereas here printing the statement with greeting and returning the 0. This program initializes a string and prints it to the console, and the summary and the best practices. Strings in C are essential for handling text and are represented as character arrays. Proper declaration and initialization are crucial to prevent the memory issues. Always remember the importance of the null terminator when working with the strings. Thank you so much, sir.